Miss Thomas's kindergarten class. Miss Ferrara coming to you for your evening story. We got a new friend chime in and tell Miss Thomas they wanted a princess bedtime story. I wonder which friend that was. Hi, Elena. Of course it was Elena and her princesses. So Miss Ferrara picked one of your favorite princesses, Cinderella. The story I'm going to read tonight is Cinderella, the Lost Mice. I'll have Alicia zoom in right on that page. There's Cinderella and Prince Charming. Here we go, guys. Sit back and relax. Your bedtime story, Elena. One winter night, the prince led Cinderella out to the balcony. I have a surprise for you, he said. He pointed to a pink box on the bench. Cinderella lifted a beautiful coat out of the box. Oh, it's simply lovely, she exclaimed. Thank you. The next morning, Cinderella showed her coat to Susie, the mouse. Isn't that prince kind to me? She said. Nice. Nice, Susie nodded and nuzzled the warm coat. Cinderella didn't notice that Susie was shivering. Although the room was warm, the mouse had just come in from the attic, which was very cold. Just then, Gus and Jag scampered up onto Cinderella's dressing table. They were cold too. Cinderella, Cinderella, they called, but she didn't hear them as she rushed off to meet the prince. Soon, several more mice come in. They all sat in front of the fire until their teeth stopped chattering. They hoped Cinderella would let them stay in her warm room. The new housekeeper arrived to clean the room. When she saw the mice, she shooed them away. Mice don't belong in the castle. Now get out! The housekeeper was the reason that the mice had stayed in the cold attic the day before. They were frightened of her. Ooh, she doesn't look very friendly, guys, does she? You see a nice, not so nice housekeeper? Oh, look at them. They're back in the cold attic. The mice scrambled back to the attic, not knowing where else to go. Brrr, Gus sighed. They needed Cinderella's help. Suddenly, wham! The gardener opened the attic door. Before the mice knew what was happening, they were in cages. Now take them far away so they never return, the housekeeper says. Meanwhile, Cinderella and Prince were strolling the castle grounds. Let's go to the stable, Cinderella said suddenly. We can say hello to the horses and maybe take a ride, the prince asked hopefully. Lovely idea, Cinderella replied. Soon, Cinderella and the prince were riding through the countryside near the castle. They saw the gardener in one of the fields. Hello, shouted the prince, but the gardener didn't seem to hear. That was odd, the prince remarked. The mice nestled together in the barn, but as night approached, it got colder. Luckily, the horses were very friendly. They told the mice to snuggle in their manes to keep warm. That's so nice, Gus said as he drifted off to sleep. You guys see the mice and the horse up in the horse's mane? The horses were taking care of the mice. Meanwhile, Cinderella was very concerned. She hadn't been able to find the mice anywhere. Cinderella was still searching for the mice when she ran into the prince. Why, hello, the prince said cheerfully. Are you looking for the same person I am? Why, no, Cinderella said. I'm looking for the mice. Ah, said the prince. I'm looking for our new housekeeper. Apparently, she threw the mice out of the castle today. She thought they were dirty. Oh, no, Cinderella cried. They're not dirty. They'll freeze outside. Don't worry, my dear. The mice have found a new friend. The prince told Cinderella what the gardener had done. Together, Cinderella and the prince went to the stables. They thanked the gardener, then awakened the mice. Cinderella! Cinderella! The mouse shouted happily. A few nights later, there was a grand ball, with the gardener as the guest of honor. The housekeeper had been assigned to the kitchen. She would not be bothering the mice again. Meanwhile, the mice celebrated with a banquet of their own. They were glad to be in the warm ballroom with their friend, Cinderella. Ah, they're over here drinking and eating. Look at that cheese. Very happy mice at the Cinderella ball. I hope you enjoyed your princess bedtime story, Elena. We'll do another story in a few days. Make sure we are logging into Google Classroom and doing our e-learning assignments. Just telling Miss Thomas you're there doesn't count. You have to do your e-learning work, friends. Bye-bye for now.